Like imagine if for someone like Alex Jones went on, TV and said, I support, a Palestinian two-state solution. A lot of people would be upset with that.
But Alex has also not been the most agreeable guy in the Republican side. Every president has had a little bit on the conservative side. Nobody outside of Trump has been very close to him. Mm-hmm. Most of the Republican presidents can't stand Alex Jones.
Really?
You think George Bush likes Alex Jones?
What is George Bush doing nowadays?
No, but seriously, do you think George Bush likes Alex Jones?
I mean, I don't know if George Bush knows who Alex Jones is.
No, I guarantee you he knows who Alex Jones is. Mm-hmm. I guarantee you he knows who Alex Jones is. Wasn't Alex like the first one that came out saying 9/11 is going to be happening and they're going to blame this and they're going to blame that? Isn't that... Didn't he do something like that?
Yeah, I mean, he was warning of an impending terrorist attack. I think specifically on the World Trade Center, like years and years before it happened.
Right.
Bear in mind that was after there were bombs detonated in the parking garage of the World Trade Center. I think it was in 1997 or 99.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. It wasn't like he was conjuring up that image from scratch, but it makes sense as to why George W. Bush doesn't like Alex Jones.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is when you use the example of Alex Jones, I don't know if Republicans side with Alex Jones outside of Trump.
I guess what I'm kind of trying to say is when you become a social media influencer on a different political side, on one political side of the aisle, it can disrupt your business and income if you decide to deviate from the norm of the consensus.
So for you, when I watch you, you say, I have leftists, but I'm not really, I don't want to be tied to a political side and I don't want to do this and that, but I'm kind of this. As you're going through all of these places and, you're living your life and you're developing your own opinion, you're only 28, you're growing.
27.
27.
Yeah.
97, I'm doing the math, so you're going to be 28.
Yeah.
What month are you born by?
I'm actually, was born on April 23rd, so it's coming right up.
Well, that's right. We made a note of that. Your birthday's coming up. That's
Thanks.
right. But happy early birthday to you, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, as you're going through this, would you consider yourself more of an anti-establishment person?
Anti-establishment, like socially progressive. I think people should be able to do whatever they want to do within reason. But yeah, socially progressive, anti-establishment. Definitely don't find any identity in either of the major political parties today.
Yeah. And to you, and Alex Jones would be a guy that is, would you put him as an establishment guy or anti-establishment?
Anti-establishment,
okay, great.
for
That's
sure,
what I'm saying.
100%.
Yeah, so I think you and Alex are, obviously he makes claims, he says things. You don't do that. You just go get the content and say, hey, what do you think, audience? Make up your mind.
Yeah.
This is up to you, right? You don't get up there and say, let me tell you what I think is going to be going on. That's not your brand.
Definitely.
You're more going out there doing the journalism. But to me, it's almost like whenever somebody isn't invited to the White House too often by president, they don't trust the guy fully. Yeah. The only guy that's given this guy the opportunity to come in is Trump. All the other guys weren't comfortable with him. As a young guy yourself, how do you feel about Trump?
I mean, in what sense?
I mean, okay, so you're in the streets, you're talking to everybody. Did you think he was going to win, or did you think, oh, there's no way this guy's going to win?
I definitely did not think that he was going to win.
Oh, really? Even till the last minute?
I mean, I think I'm kind of in a bubble to a certain extent. Okay. I'm mostly in like progressive major cities, so I didn't even realize that he was going to win. But then after the assassination attempt, I knew he would win. Specifically when he pumped his fist and said fight, I was like, it's done. There's nothing the Democrats could possibly do to take the trophy away from this guy. But yeah, I would say in general, like I'm not really like a Trump guy. Mostly, I don't like the way that that political movement makes people treat each other. Just on like a day-to-day human level. Like interpersonal interactions get really dark between the Trump crowd and their opposition.
Who do you think created that?
I just think that the showmanship of politics that's happened in the last, probably 6 to 8 years. It's kind of like 2 football teams, and it gets pretty gnarly out there. I don't think people were fighting in the streets during the Obama and Romney election. I don't think there was like a Romney Proud Boys, You
don't think there was Romney Proud Boys? Okay, so let me ask you this. Do you think for a guy that's anti-establishment, do you view Romney as an establishment guy or an anti-establishment guy?
I mean, I know he's part of the Utah establishment because he is a Mormon.
Right.
Which is no disrespect to Mormons. They're actually really nice.
Sure. Yeah.
But I think so, yeah, for sure. He's like an RNC guy.
Did you do something with Mormons or no?
No, I want to.
Oh,
but it's kind of hard because if you portray them negatively, it's kind of like Scientologists. Like the Mormons have a lot of money to sue you.
Yeah, but Scientology will come after you in different ways.
I'm more scared of Scientology than any other subgroup in the world.
Really?
Yeah, you know about fair gaming, right? Their policy where they can like stalk you and harass you for years.
Of course, I'm very familiar with
use
that.
CIA technology to make you think you're having a schizophrenic break.
For sure. They are incredible at what they do. I mean, the guy's wife's been missing for how long? David Miscavige's wife's been missing for how many years now?
Shirley?
Is it Shelly or Shirley?
Shelly.
Shelly.
Yeah, and there was like an LAPD checkup where they like reported that nothing was wrong. I was like, what do you mean? Did you talk to her? They're like, we're not going to say, but like everything's fine. There's a guy in Los Angeles right now. He's one of those like Second Amendment, First Amendment audit, like cop watcher guys.
Yeah.
His name is, I think it's like Stop Scientology LA. He stands outside of the Church of Scientology on Hollywood Boulevard every single day, live streaming for hours, physically like blocking the entryway, getting people to not go inside and get a free auditing session. So he's single-handedly shut down their recruitment operation in Hollywood. One man.
Yeah, she's apparently been missing since 2007. Okay? Since 2007, she's been missing.
Well, I think we know what happened.
What's that?
She's dead.
You think so?
Yeah, dude.
Leah Remeny. Did you ever see the Leah, am I saying her last name correctly?
Shelly Miscavige.
No. Leah
Remeny.
Remeny. Do you know who she is?
Is she
Leah
dead?
Remeny? No.
Oh, she was in Going Clear, right? That big
That's
Netflix
right.
documentary
Yeah.
about Scientology.
Yeah. And she went on and she says, well, one time I went and I said, so how's Shelly doing? And everybody looked at me saying, hey, you don't ask a question like that. And it's like, well, I'm just asking a basic question. She's a friend of mine. You don't ask a question like that. And then she's like, that's when I realized something's weird over here.
Yeah.
So you think she's been dead in 2007. So let me ask you, if that's the case, what is the protocol? What are they supposed to do? Is the government supposed to investigate? Or are we one day going to sit there and say, Shelly Miscavige is 173 years old, been missing since 2007. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like is she going to get a funeral?
when does it get to a point that the government says, I want to investigate what really happened to her? Has there ever been one, Rob? Has the U.S. government or the PD ever investigated to find out what happened to her? You just went after Scientology.
Another crazy fact, too, is that David Miscavige, their leader, has never done an interview. He's only ever been Wait, with who?
One interview he did. You've never seen this?
No, I got to find it.
You have to watch this. You're saying you're in the space, so maybe
I've only seen him portrayed by Scientology media.
He's done one interview his entire life. Yeah, I'm all right, with Ted Koppel. By the way, if you've never seen this.
Okay, thank you for the fact check on this.
have
1992.
to watch this.
So
Yes.
it's been over 30 years since his last appearance.
And let me tell you, the way he interviews, the way this guy interviews with Ted Koppel is unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And if you watch him, you know whose mannerisms you'll pick up? Okay, I want you to watch this and tell me what actor's mannerism do you pick up. Go ahead, Rob. Just
Tom
press
Cruise.
play. Watch this.
I feel perfectly comfortable with my life. I like my job. I'm happy with my family. I love my wife. I'm healthy. I'm perfectly content. That's why I'm asking you, what is it you can do for me?
Well, number one, I would never try to talk you into that Scientology is for you. You see, that's the funny thing about this, is if I'm now going to give a sales pitch to you on Scientology. Believe me,
right?
Scientology is valuable enough that it doesn't require any sales pitch. But let's look at it this way then, what Scientology does.
Oh, man.
If you look out across the world today,
This is the only interview he's ever
you
done
could
since
say that
92.
if you take a person who's healthy...
We can pause it. Whatever you do, watch this when you're out of here.
Yeah, I can't
you
wait.
You will be blown away by this guy's interview. We've tried to have him on many, many times. I'd love to talk to the guy.
Have you gotten to the stage of like him considering doing an interview?
No, but we spoke to his camp because we've had a few people on. One guy who left the organization, and we had a couple other guys. Mike Rinder, who, what is his relation to David Miscavige? He was one of the highest ranking guys there, right? The senior executive of the church, international, and he ran the Sea organization, which is like the place to be.
Yes, that's for those unfamiliar, that's the top organization in the hierarchy of Scientology. And if you buy your way into the Sea Org, there's an annual cruise that you get to go on, and that is sort of the top tier. I don't know how much you have to spend to get into Sea Org, but once you're there, you're in. Whatever, and I don't know what the benefits are of that.
Do you have any interest? I have some friends I can introduce you.
I have an extreme interest in Scientology, but I also have an interest in being alive.
So you don't want to be a member?
No, I mean, holy shit! Can you imagine having those guys against you?
Yeah, but imagine if you have them with you.
I'm going to lose all credibility.
It would be like Andrew Callaghan. Imagine if you were part of an organization and we had your back. You would never have to worry about anything. Does that sound appealing to you?
It does, but what sounds more appealing is staying away from them or being a liaison between Scientology and the public. Like David Miscavige is like, you know what? Shelly's actually at my apartment here in Florida.
Come meet her.
Let's do an interview. Let's make a Channel 5 video. I would do it.
Oh, I would love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see it. I'd love for you to go and just talk to. You know what else would be interesting for you to do? If many, many years ago, when I was an atheist, I would go to churches in LA and I would just go on to talk to everybody about whatever they believed in. I'd go to LDS and I was like, so tell me about this Gordon B. Hinckley. Tell me about this, Joseph Smith. Tell me what happened with Vermont when he found these plates and he moved to these states. And every time you guys moved, you got kicked out until you got to Utah. What happened there? Tell me about this. I would go to Scientology church and I would say, what do you believe in? Who's God? Who's this? Whoever you believe in. Who do you believe in? Mm-hmm. And it was always such an incredible method of communicating with you, which is so impressive. If you notice one thing about Scientologists, you know what they definitely can do better than mostly other religions? They're incredible communicators. John Travolta, Scientology.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise, Scientology. Just look at the way David Miscavige speaks. He speaks better than most preachers speak. Mm-hmm. The way they teach their guys. I had an office one time where 70 agents in the office were all Scientologists. I loved working with them.
Yeah. They're kind of like Toastmasters, intergalactic
on
Toastmasters.
Steroids and growth hormone, and they hang out with Gary Brecka all the time type of health.
Yeah.
Like definitely. They're at that level.
But one thing I know they do is whenever they do the auditing sessions and they ask you to recall a traumatic memory or something that's sitting in your subconscious, I know that they record that session so they can hold whatever you're saying as blackmail to leverage against you in the future. I do believe that Scientology is sort of a massive for-profit blackmail operation that it's deeply entrenched in Hollywood and the police departments of Southern California.
Interesting.
Because, I mean, what is the purpose? Because they're not atheists. They believe in an ascendant spiritual plane where the Thetan, which is your soul, will live there and occupy its own planet after you pass away for eternity, which sounds fantastic in theory. So I hope it's true. So if you're a Scientologist watching this, I hope you're right. But imagine you die, you get to heaven, and you're a Christian, and God is like, Scientology was right. You're going to hell.
Nowadays, more than ever, the brand you wear reflects and represents who you are. So for us, if you wear a Future Looks Bright hat or a Valuetainment gear, you're telling the world, I'm optimistic. I'm excited about what's going to be happening, but you're a free thinker. You question things. You like debate. And by the way, last year, 120,000 people got a piece of Future Looks Bright gear with Valuetainment. We have so many new things. The cufflinks are here. New Future Looks Bright. This is my favorite, the green one. Just yesterday, somebody placed an order for 100 of these. If you watch the PBD podcast, you got a bunch to choose from. White ones, black ones. If you smoke cigars and you come to our cigar lounge, we have this high quality lighter cutter and a holder for the cigars. We got sweaters with the Valuetainment logo on it. We got mugs. We got a bunch of different things. But if you believe the future looks bright, if you follow our content and what we represent with Valuetainment, with PBD Podcast, go to VTmerch.com. And by the way, if you order right now, there's going to be a special VT gift inside just for you. So again, go to VTmerch.com, place your order, tell the world that you believe the future looks bright. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.